Hello everyone, Atram here, and welcome to an M15 draft. I got tired of Theros. That black was just kicking my ass too much. Okay. This is an interesting pack. Rare is Urborg, which has unfortunately dropped to useless, price-wise. We have two of the blue walls in the deck. I do love the walls strategy if I can pull it off. We have a Netcaster Spider, arguably one of the better green creatures. We have Hunt the Week. I think I'm going to grab this one of these. I like the walls in this format. I'm going to grab a Wall of Frost. I think a Wall of Frost is a reasonable pickup. Walls of Mulch and, just kind of get there. Play the Walls deck. My favorite deck in the... Oh, Military Intelligence, you say. Military Intelligence is a heck of a card. I'll probably grab it. It's a very powerful card. Got no qualms against it. And I really, in general, Military Intelligence is quite a card. That's about all there is to really say on the matter. In this pack, aside from the Military Intelligence, there's Living Totem, Nimbus of the Isles. Our blue cards in this pack aren't necessarily the greatest, which is fine by me. I'm going to take this Soul Artifact. That's an interesting one. Or I could grab, like Yavimai's Coast. What's another Hunt the Week going around? Green's going to be snagged up by someone with all those Hunt the Weeks. Ulcerate. Reasonable removal spell. Forge Devil's pretty good. I don't really have enough artifacts for this, but I could take this early and start working on an artifact-based plan. I'm always hesitant to jump onto this ship because it can be such an awkward deck to play. I'll try it, though. Brawler's Plate and Tyrant's Machine. I'm fine with either of these if I want to go on the artifacts plan. Tyrant's Machine comes down a turn earlier than Brawler's Plate. Brawler's Plate's an equipment, which equipment can really help out your little dorky guys a lot. It's not a great equipment, but it is an equipment. Could grab Flesh to Dust here. I did pass the Ulcerate, though. I think I'm going to go with one of the artifacts. So, Tyrant's Machine wheels a lot. I'm going to take the Brawler. Green is still open. Interesting. Maybe Overwhelm's a pickup? Maybe we could play crap like in Soul Artifact? It's really hard to say. I've got like 3 different deck styles here. I've got aggro, I've got defense, and I've got artifacts. And I'm getting no solid clues one way or another where I should go. I mean, there's green that's kind of open, there's a Cursed Spirit and the Necrobite that are going later than usual. Maybe I just pick up... I've passed so many good black cards, though. It's hard for me to jump back on the black train. Overwhelm is a heck of a card. I'll try it. Okay, I can pick up an Invasive Species here. That's a perfectly reasonable card to pick up. So, I'll grab that. Can probably cut this in Soul Fact. I probably won't play it. Walla Limbs, Diffusion Sliver. I really don't care on either of those. They're not great. Maybe I grab Ephemeral Shields. Ugh. I'll grab the diffusion sliver. Two colors I kind of have going here. Okay, this is a very late hunt the week. Like, pick 7 hunt the week? That's nuts. I'm gonna take it. Another hunt the week? Sure. There's also the gather courage. Clearly green did not get picked up even though I passed a bunch of hunt the weeks. So, infinite hunt the weeks, I guess. Fugitive wizard could be playable in this. As awkward as that is. Wall in this deck. It's probably actually the though. Okay, I'm given a choice here between an Amphem Path Mage and an Undergrowth Scavenger. These scavengers have impressed me. So I'm going to grab it. And there's the Tyrant's Machine. That was the choice between that and the Brawler's Plate. So we'll pick up the Tyrant's Machine. We're looking to pick up a bunch of smaller creatures to make Overwhelm better. We'll have to figure it out. Sure. Not much to say about these last few picks. They're just kind of crap picks. So, they're whatever you're going to end up getting. Sure. As crap. Nothing interesting. Just move right on along. Just ignore the picks you just received and continue moving. Okay. We've got Living Totem. We've got Tinkerer. We've got Kite Fins, which I do like Kite Fins a lot. Kite Fins is a very powerful creature. Unfortunately, it costs so much in this format, where you either just need to be defensive for the first few turns, or you need to be aggressive. Living Totems I like, but I mean a 2/3 for this amount of mana. If you don't have the Convoke guys, it's not the greatest. Maybe it's the Living Totem though. Maybe I just kind of the green. Could almost just shoo the blue. Okay, this gives me an interesting option. Devouring Light is a very powerful card, but if I take Devouring Light, I pass on Triplicate Spirits. Triplicate Spirits is insane. I'm pretty dang certain I have to take the Triplicate Spirits at this point. I could take Runeclaw Bear, but really, I'd be passing a Triplicate Spirits. That card is nuts. I'm going to have to take the Triplicate Spirits, even if I'm passing the really nice Devourer Light out of the deal. I'll pick up a Netcaster Spider here. Kind of keep with my green. Having the little white cards available gives me options. I don't know where this deck's going quite yet. I'm still working on that plan. And I will figure it out soon enough. I could pick up a third Hunt the Week. I could pick up an Ancient Silverback, or I could pick up a Runeclaw Bear. Or I could even just pick up Ephemeral Shields or Gargoyle Sentinel. All good picks. Kind of like the Gargoyle Sentinel, actually. It's a 3/3 for 3, which can get flying. I do like it. Ancient Silverback is pretty damn tough to beat, though. But it costs so much. But this format does board stall a lot, if I recall. I think it's going to be between these three. At which point, I'd expect this to have a higher chance of wheeling than either of these two. I already have 2 of those. I'm going to pick up the set. Okay. That over there. I'm a fan of Nissa's Expedition. I'm also a fan of Constricting Sliver. and I'm a fan of invasive species. So any of these three, I do like getting the ramp going because it lets you land your bigger cards quicker. So I'm going to take the Nissa's Expedition. Although I kind of want to grab the Constricting Sliver. It's a hit or miss. I like both Nissa's Expedition and the Constricting Sliver. If you manage to randomly hit a Sliver Hive among all this crap, there's a chance that you just win because of Constricting Sliver Hive. And it's a creature. I'm low on creatures. I'm going to actually take the... It's a little awkward because I really do like the other option that I had there, which... yeah, my brain just blanked. That's weird. Okay, anyways. I'll take Living Totem here. The Nissa's Expedition. What's the other card? Wow, that was bad. A Sunblade Elf is perfectly fine. So is a Wall of Essence. I like both Sunblade Elf and Wall of Essence for my deck. Sunblade Elf allows me to convoke things quicker. Wall of Essence also still allows me to convoke things and holds down the field. This is more for an aggressive deck. This is more for a defensive deck. My deck has more late game than early game. But this works insanely well with Triplicate Spirits. I'm going to take the Sunblade Elf. Okay, I've been impressed by Avarice Amulet, so I'm going to take the Avarice Amulet. Other options like Verdant Haven or Siege Worm could be really good for me too, but I've been Avarice Amulet every time I play it, so I'm going to take it. Wow, these guys wheeled? That's weird. Alright, I'm going to take a Battle Mastery. It's what I relish playing, but it's a card I will play. Runeclaw Bear is nice. First Response could be interesting, but I don't know if it's going to be any good. I'll pick it up though. Ephemeral Shields is just a insanely hard to play around card. I mean, your opponent can almost just not play around it because of the Convoke. So, I'm going to pick it up. Probably won't need this Tyrant's Machine that I got here. I don't really see a need for it. Alright, we'll just throw something in the sideboard there. And throw a Forest. Because I'd rather not ever take a meditation puzzle if I can ever help it. Ever. Like ever, ever, ever. And a mountain. Toss that over there. So we'd be looking to pick up like another Triplicate Spirits. Sliver Hive for the Constricting Sliver is just nuts, but it's a little 2-card combo. So just get an Oblivion Ring each turn. Obelisk of Erd. I don't think I can play it, unfortunately, because none of my stuff really shares a creature type. Dauntless River Marshal can be very powerful. Runeclaw Bear is a perfectly reasonable pickup, as is Pillar of Light. Probably actually take the removal and the Pillar of Light. Runeclaw Bear is a fine pickup, but I'd rather have a removal spell. Especially since I had to pass the Devouring Light for the Triplicate Spirits. Don't really think I'm going to care for this for first response, but we'll see. It's going to be a hit or miss card. I mean, if I was like always taking damage a turn, but then my opponent would be like, no, I'm not going to deal you damage for a little bit. I mean, maybe it prevents my opponent from dealing me damage for a bit. Because they're like, I don't want to give you a guy each turn. Who knows? Ooh, Hornet's Nest or a Netcaster Spider. I like both of these. Hornet's Nest, though, is better for me because I can hunt the weak something big of theirs against my Hornet's Nest and just get a bunch of little tokens out. Bad idea. Okay, I can take an Elvish Mystic here. Other option would be like a Razorfoot Griffin, but I think I like the Elvish Mystic for getting my ramp going. I'm probably going to cut this first response. At which point I currently have 19 playable cards. Means I need to pick up 4 good cards in the next 12. Shouldn't be too hard. Green's been pretty open this entire time. Heck, if I cut the 4 white cards, I could be mono green, but I don't think that's worth it because Triplicate Spirits is nuts. It's nuts. Now, the unfortunate part is, this is actually, like, I actually have to shove the curve over an entire slot, which that didn't do what I wanted to do anyways. But if you sort by CMC, there's actually a gap here. I have 5 drops in my deck. Well, okay, that's a card, that's a card, that's a card, that's a card, that's a card. Those are all reasonable cards for me. Nissa's Expedition gets me further up here. Netcaster Spider's probably still just the pickup though. Gather Courage can be very nuts because, again, Convoke instant speed stuff, it's just really hard for your opponents to deal with. Netcaster Spider though gives me another creature and gives me a flying blocker. I'm taking. Okay, I can pick up another Mystic or I can pick up a Shaman of the Spring. I'm going to pick up another Mystic here. I'm definitely a heavy green deck with some white. The Triplicate Spirits being double white is a piece on my mana, but it's perfectly fine. And I get to pick up a Sanctified Charge Trouble, so definitely helps out. I could pick up another Sanctified Charge, but in this case, I'm going to pick up a Venom Sliver. Sure. Another Hunt the Week or a Runeclaw Bear. I'm going to take the start. I like removal. Verdant, Titanic Growth. So now I've got plenty of options. It's very interesting that I could actually cut the white and have like 0 problems with my deck overall. I lose out on a few creatures, but it might make my deck more consistent. Let's see what happens when we cut the white. So we go -1. You're losing Sanctified Charge and Triplicates, both of which are insane. This guy gets much worse, except that you probably still just play like 1 white source or something like that, 2 white sources, make his effect better. But I have 22 solid cards in just green here. Sideboard, I have no green cards. I get to pick up a Tyrant's Machine. Interesting. I could cut like Verdant Haven if I got another reasonable green card. It's an interesting prospect. There's options everywhere with this. I'm wondering if the mono green is just better because of how consistent it is. The white really, I think adding the white just adds enough of a punch that's going to be worth it. I think it's going to be worth diluting the deck a little bit to add that punch add to the deck. Because I take out Tyrant's Machine out probably that's not needed there. So that gives me 3. I get Triplicate Spirits, Sanctified Charge, Pillar of Light, Ephemeral Shield. That out of there. So that gives me 25, which I have to cut 2 more cards. I would cut, most likely, non-creature effects. So let's... Oops. Why am I sorting the creatures down? I usually sort non-creatures down. Sorry about that. I'm confusing myself. A reasonable removal, average enemy solid. This is all. No, 1 too far. There we go. Removal. I'll leave that card up there because that's really more of a creature spell than anything. So let's see. What would we cut from this? Probably don't really want to cut more than maybe 1 creature. If so... Oh, wait, where is it? Constricting Sliver. Constricting Sliver in this. That creature's actually pretty solid. Probably cut Verdant Haven. Probably cut... I can cut 1 other creature. I'll enter the battlefield effects. This helps re-trigger enter the battlefield effects. Rune Club Bear is kind of meh. Doesn't really do me a lot. Although it does boosted, well, probably actually cut growth. And I guess I'd cut... No, I don't want to cut Mystic, because Mystic's just really good to have. Actually, I might just do 16 lands, because I have double Mystic. So, I think I'm going to try 16 lands. I'll go with a 5-11 split on my lands. I'll submit this wall come round 1.